This is the world's largest crane, and they're gonna let me drive it. I was surprised when he let me touch it, realizing how much raw power for this just one little joystick.
Just slowly, you'll see this arrow.
I want to sit on it, but I feel like that's definitely not allowed. 1,000 liters of oil, man. Yeah. Remote controlling the world's largest crane with a walkie-talkie. I'm here at Mammoet, the home of the world's largest crane.
Welcome at Mammoet, at our facility in Schiedam. The main things here is wearing the correct PPE for sure. Also stay on the designated walking paths and areas. I would say good luck, and I will be present there, so if you have any question, please let me know.
Not often you get to swing around one of the world's biggest pieces of machinery.
Well, apparently it moves pretty slowly, so I'd say it would probably be pretty hard to, you know, accidentally knock a boat over or something. There it is. What is this, a crane for ants?
Been on more often with crane companies, so...
First time. We've got some heavy equipment back at our workshop. A couple of 30-foot mast off-road forklifts. I own 5 forklifts for some reason. Everything's looking a lot bigger. Looked a lot smaller from the window. Is the ballast modified shipping containers?
Shipping containers now filled with kidney sand.
It's hard to see, but they're actually lowering the hook for us. So this little crane right here is a crawler crane. It has an 800-ton capacity, and it's giant. But then you look over here. So it's gonna be a video of me looking up. This huge crane is operated from that little cabin that's only a few stories off the ground. They have a series of cameras so you can see everything you're doing from inside there, and that's where I'll be operating it from. So this guy's actually their high-speed winch, which they use for lifting smaller things. It's only got a capacity of something like 50 tons. The hydraulic flow rate's over 1,000 liters per minute. The power loader's hydraulic flow rate, I believe, is maybe like 20 liters a minute. So this is almost like the umbilical cord of the entire thing. You can see we've got hydraulic hoses running throughout. The systems design on this is crazy. This is one of 2 of the V8 engines, and you can see all the hydraulic hoses coming out of it. So this crane is completely modular. It can be broken down into 40-foot shipping containers and moved on site. And you can actually see that this winch is actually a 40-foot shipping container. This entire thing can be shipped. So the crane is rotating at top speed right now, and it'll actually take about 15 minutes to do just one revolution. Noisy. 192 wheels. That's a lot of wheels. I've never seen shackles this big before. Oh my God, that might be like, oh, that's probably 100 pounds or more, just the shackle. So this massive warehouse is just for storing the slings. We got even bigger shackles over here. Wow.
So this shackle's rated for up to 500 tons.
And even looking at the tracks, that's solid steel, giant curved beams. So right now they're just lowering the hook off these massive winches. That cable's got to be like a 2-inch diameter, and they all serve different purposes.
There's one for the hook, one for the main boom,
Yeah.
and the third one is for adjusting the hip.
I think it'd be neat to be like main hook, see it start to spin up. All right, can you lower the hook? Can you raise the main boom? Wow. We can see the cable moving, but the speed at which the boom is actually lifting, it's almost imperceivable. Can you move the last winch? The main tilt? Yeah, you got it. The power. Can we rotate the crane slightly? Oh, you can hear the warning bell. Here we go. We're moving really slowly.
15 minutes later.
All right, that's great. Can we go the opposite way? See how fast it can turn around. That's how long it took to slow down. And now we should start reversing. Wow. The gearing on this thing must be crazy. All right, that's great. You can stop. I'll come up and see you in person. Remote controlling the world's largest crane with a walkie-talkie. We're gonna take a look at the hook of this crane. So this hook weighs 100 tons just by itself. And when you think about the loading capacity of this entire crane, you also have to take into account the cables. Literally unloaded, this crane is already picking up several hundred tons. Can I touch it? Oh.
You touched the butt.
I have never in my life seen a cotter pin that big. In fact, it has a cotter pin in the cotter pin. Engineering. I'm gonna ask him to lift the hook and show you just how slowly this actually moves. Can you start raising the hook full speed? You can see him right there in the cockpit. You can hear the engine spooling up and it's starting to lift. When we saw the winches moving, they're moving pretty fast over there. But as you can see, the entire thing is actually a massive snatch block. So it's using crazy mechanical advantage to actually lift things up. Those cables are incredibly heavy. And when you look up, you can see them swaying in the wind. It's hard to describe just how much weight is on that, but it looks like it's just a string. That giant crane helps build some of the world's biggest projects. And to stay organized, hundreds of people at Mammoet have to track tasks and stay organized. Back at our office or around the world, we use a powerful project organizer from this video's sponsor, Odoo. It's our favorite full-service software suite that has everything you need to run a business of any size. In the time it takes the crane to make one full revolution, we've already made and organized this entire video shoot as a project in Odoo. To start, click my link and create a free account. Pick the Projects app and you can easily import tasks from a CSV file, or you can quickly build out and organize anything. The Projects app even talks to other apps in the Odoo software universe, and you can transfer data between them or even help plan a task using AI. It really is that easy. Odoo can also help you track inventory, build a website, manage payments or HR, and so much more. It can replace dozens of or all business functions in one place. And the best part, your first application is free for life. Click the link in the video description below to try Odoo out for free and organize projects like a pro. Now, let's go drive this giant crane. Time to operate this thing. Hey, how's it going?
Hi James, until this is the cabin of the world's biggest crane.
Wow.
Want to have a look? Don't worry, nothing can happen, man.
Even just operating it by radio.
Yeah, that you say something, something is happening.
Yeah. It's hard to, like, I know the video shows the scale, but like being here is insane. Basic overview of the screens.
I can give you
and everything.
a quick explanation. These are your joysticks. So joystick 3, 1 and 2, yeah. So it's an X and a Y axle on the joystick, of course. So you can move the jib, the fly jib, on this one by moving it forward or upwards. Swinging is going left and right.
Okay.
Yeah, and then on this stick is W1 and W2, which is the main boom.
So that's winch 1 and winch 2? Yeah, I can see W1, W2. Yeah, you can see the numbers over there on the winches, which correspond basically to the joysticks. So right now the joysticks are just controlling the winches essentially. That's the majority of the main movements of the crane.
Yeah, so if you want, you can start if you want. Yeah, this joystick forwards is hoist 1 and 2 down.
All right, so we're gonna move the
two
middle winches.
Yep.
So
Forwards
dead
to
man
forward.
switch and forwards. Wow.
Yeah, and there they go. Now at the moment we are in high flow and the trim mode. So then
So we're
at
on
the moment-
high speed mode.
Yes, now it's high speed mode. It's 1,000 liters of oil a minute.
1,000 liters of oil a minute.
That's 4 pumps on 2 winches now. That's fast. You cannot do that with a full load, but to move the empty hook
Yep.
and light loads, that's what this setting is made for.
How low can we bring it?
You can bring it all the way to the, at the moment we are 163, 164 meters high, you see.
So our hook's currently 35.1 meters from the ground.
At the same time, you can start booming up as well, or booming down, by pushing forward to lower off. If you pull it towards you as well, see the back?
Yeah, we got-
W1 and W2?
We got 2 winches going now. Can all 3 go at once or no?
Yes, but then we have to get the high flow out of hoist 1 and 2, because then we use those pumps again for the front one. So if you stop the hoist, then we can do the luffer. Then we can, here is a button.
So we're switching from high flow to low flow.
Yeah, then we can do all 6 winches in one time.
Oh, okay.
This one,
Forward.
yeah, coming down on the hoist, booming up as well.
Right.
Yeah, and this
guy,
one, you can also boom down. Yeah, yeah, the power.
moving all 3 winches.
All
or
6.
6 winches, I guess, yeah. Am I lowering everything down right now?
Only you're booming up the main boom.
So if I pull this one back, will that...
That will bring the jib, the lifting jib.
So do I want to go to the right if I want to bring
Yeah, you
everything
can
down?
also swing a little bit. If you go here to the right, you swing this way. Just slowly. You see
Oh.
this L on the. You want to start slowly, because it's so. You're bringing. It's about 8,000, maybe 9,000 ton the whole crane. So if you start that moving, it won't stop easily. You see it moving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now you can see that you're in that camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go over that
yeah.
train again.
Slowly rotating.
Yeah. So we don't end up with the hook block on the crane. That's all.
Yeah, we gotta rotate so we don't squish that little crane right there.
It's 250 ton crawler.
Little.
Yeah. Yeah. Then they are little, eh?
We're rotating. How did you become a crane operator? And how did you become the world's biggest crane operator?
I started when I was 17 with this company. And actually I started, I started in the yard.
Okay.
loading and offloading trucks.
Yeah.
And then I made the choice because when I was young, I didn't know exactly if I wanted to do the skidding or the jacking or but I like the cranes most.
Yeah.
So I went with the cranes, and then from smaller crawler cranes to bigger crawler cranes to these ring cranes. And then I like to work abroad as well. There's lots of travel. It's actually quite unique for us to be in Holland. Especially in our own yard. We're never in our own yard, of course. It's quite unique for us.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy just realizing how much raw power this just one little joystick is operating. Like, not much bigger than this out there.
Everything moves slowly. So even if I was to go like, it's almost like nothing happened. That's insane. I'm collecting quite the list of unusual licenses. I've flown jetpacks, jet suits, mech suits, giant cranes, power loader, mech racing. Now I just need a fighter jet or a spaceship. Leon?
Hi, Jace. I'm Leon Ventiel. I'm the head of engineering for Mammoet. I've been with the company almost 23 years now. Started as a junior engineer, turned out to be head of engineering at the moment.
What makes this the biggest and best crane in the world?
For this size, there's just no crane that you can buy off the market. So we had to design this completely ourselves. What makes it different from others is that crane companies design cranes from a perspective of a crane manufacturer. We designed the crane to be working flawlessly in the field. It's also, it's stronger than other cranes. What's also very neat about this crane is that it's broken up into container-sized pieces.
So Owen and I actually had a bet going.
How many shipping containers does it take to ship the entire crane?
Woo!
I'm gonna say 1,500.
1,500? Or is it thousands? You know, I'm gonna say it's under 1,000.
Okay.
Price is Right rules.
Do you have the number?
Yeah, it's between 200 and 250 containers.
Oh, a quarter of my guess. There's 3 of these in the world?
There's 3 of these in the world.
And you're working on a bigger one, I heard.
And we are working on a bigger one.
So if a customer requested this crane, how long does it take to take apart? And how long does it take to then put back together?
Depending on the configuration, because we can build it in so many different configurations, but anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks assembly time.
Is that the same for disassembly, or is it quicker to disassembly?
Similar,
yeah.
A little bit quicker, but yeah.
How old is Mammoet?
It started in 1800 and something, but it wasn't called Mammoet then, but they were a transport company. Van Zoomer family had a similar company, cranes, transport. They bought Mammoet, but because of the name Mammoet was more internationally recognized, easier to pronounce than Van Zoomer, they adopted that name in 2000. It's grown into a 6,000 plus people company.
And what are some of the most interesting lifts that Mammoet has done?
For the company, our job in Chernobyl, was one of the most interesting jobs. But as we all know, there was a nuclear disaster in Chernobyl. The reactor that melted down has been protected somewhat with a construction after that happened, but that construction was deteriorating over time. So the international community stepped in and said, we need to build something to protect, because if it goes wrong there, the rest of the world gets a piece of that as well. It's a big arch structure. We helped building it. The pieces came in from Italy in large module size components, but that was 300 meters away from the actual reactor building.
You built rails to literally...
Exactly, and we skidded it.
And that was all Mammoet?
That was all Mammoet.
If you could take a wild guess, 10, 20 years in the future, are we gonna hit 10,000 ton capacity cranes?
Talked earlier about the guys in the 60s, 70s. If you would have asked them, they wouldn't be able to predict this. So I'm very cautious to say that we've hit the limit. Our clients want to build bigger and bigger. Wind turbines are getting bigger and higher because higher up, there's more wind. At the moment, we don't see a decline in the growth. We are already in the process of building a bigger crane, and I bet that's not going to be the last one.
As a kind of closing question, what does Mammoet mean to you? Like, the work you guys are doing is often behind the scenes, but it's really enabling the next step in civilization, like building bigger and bigger things.
Yeah, I have to be honest, when I was in university, I didn't think I was going to end up here first. I came into contact with larger constructions, and I got bit by the heavy lifting bug. It's really something that this is what you like. If you like impressive large structures, there's nothing bigger than this, and that's why I work with this company for 23 years.
That was fascinating. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
I learned a lot.
Yeah,
and,
my pleasure.
I'm sure our audience did too, because Mammoet does some huge things, and I feel like not enough the world knows.
Glad to have you, and feel free to come by anytime because we do cool stuff all the time.
Awesome. Thank you.